on YouTube.
Hey,
Ha
hold
ha
on.
ha 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 ha. Bo's probably like, how the hell did that isn't even their network. It just so happens that that's what they put up there, and it all funnels under the same thing. So they were probably like, whoa, what's going on here? So now Keith Lee debuting against a 110-pound kid, you know, and did you see the tweets that kid put out afterwards with Matt Hardy saying he's just like his brother leaving?
It's all work, my brother. It's all work.
Yeah, I know. I thought it was funny though. It's just bringing the work. How do I put it? When you put in the Twitch or whatever that is there, the Twitter gimmick, and you're legitimately putting real life shit up on there, even though the business is a work.
Well, they're trying to be like WCW was back in the day, more realist.
Yeah,
They're just doing. They're going about it the wrong way.
yeah. It's our buddy, the Great Gazoo. What are you wiping the boogers out of your eyes? You take a quick nap?
No, it was my fucking cat was laying all over me, and her fucking hairs in my eyes.
Ah,
What's going on?
nothing much, brother. Figured we'd go on tonight. I figured a lot of us that had women, we'd be going out on a Saturday night dinner date.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I'm actually going out Monday.
oh, I don't think this week has been all that interested in wrestling.
Well,
No.
I thought the, I mean,
Fox.
it wasn't. I thought Moxley and CM Punk tagging was pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, Raw was nothing to fucking brag about. AEW was nothing really to brag about. NXT sucked.
Oh, actually, I didn't think NXT sucked that bad. The crowd was hot for NXT.
Yeah,
the two tag matches were pretty good.
I agree with you there. The crowd was into it. I just wasn't overly pleased with the product, I guess. You know, Mandy Rose, that's a different story.
Well, of course it is, because you're a perv. That's why.
Mandy and Alexa, me, give a new name to fucking heaven and hell. But anyways, yeah, no, nothing big. Like, you know, now SmackDown's on. I mean, it's not an exciting road to WrestleMania, if that's what you want to call it. Definitely not exciting.
I think it will get exciting after Elimination Chamber. They get rid of that fucking gimmick.
It really, to tell you the truth, over the past 2 years, the COVID year, and then coming out of COVID year, really haven't been. This is the third year in a row. It really hasn't been all that interesting.
No. You know, it's funny. Mike mentioned the Elimination Chamber. See, to me, that's a match that should be. When's the last time we've seen a steel cage match or a Hell in the Cell match, or a Hell in the Cell? We have seen at WrestleMania. Last one was Shane and Taker, right?
I believe it was Shane and Braun Strowman had the.
Yeah, that's right. But I don't know. To me, Hell in the Cell should not be a pay-per-view around it. It should just be a fucking like a once a year match, which it is now. But I don't know. Curious to find out who the last woman in the Hell in the Cell is going to be.
You mean the Elimination Chamber?
Asuka or Bliss?
Yeah, Elimination Chamber.
Who is
it's either going to be Asuka or Bliss. Either one.
What about Bayley?
I don't know if she's due to come back yet.
Interesting.
Speaking of The Undertaker, we were talking about this last week. That's the person that should be inducted in the Hall of Fame next.
I agree. We would have already heard about it by now if he was getting inducted.
They haven't even mentioned anybody yet, have they?
No.
Nope. Not to my knowledge.
This year?
They are doing it. They're doing it Friday night.
Right. haven't heard any fucking names. And I mean, usually a guy like the Taker, that's a buildup. I mean, I'd be surprised if they don't announce it a year in advance. It being the Taker, next year, 2023, Hall of Fame induction, The Undertaker. And they'll do a whole fucking year buildup for it, but I don't know. I'm shocked we haven't heard nothing.
It's and next year is LA, correct?
Next year's Hollywood.
Yeah, LA, yeah. So,
which could be The Rock.
Could be.
That's what I would think. I would think next year is The Rock.
So a match here that what?
Where they're in Texas this year, I would have assumed.
I cannot hear anybody.
Yeah. So one of the matches that's being projected for WrestleMania is Edge versus AJ Styles. What do you guys think of that? Of potentially having an Edge versus AJ Styles matchup at WrestleMania 38.
Face versus face could be good, but
I think their styles kind of match a little bit. But they're two guys that want to see not only the fans want to see the match, but both these guys want to do the match. So if the two guys are hyped for it themselves, then it's going to be a good match.
As much as I'd love to see it, and it is kind of a dream booking match. The match I'd prefer to see AJ Styles in and build a solid program around would be the Miz. The Miz and Styles with AJ as a legit face, Miz as a legit heel, and have an actual program. I think that would be a phenomenal program, and I think they would work well in the ring with each other. Edge and AJ, great, but it's a one-time thing. I want to see AJ in a legit feud.
Could it be for a title? Like AJ's wrestling Damian Priest here next week for the U.S. title, so maybe AJ's going on a little run. I don't know. Or
could be.
Could be. You never know.
I like Damian Priest, but he's I don't know if they know what they're doing with him right now.
No, they have no clue how to book him.
Yeah, I'd book him as a heel.
Yeah, he'd be awesome as a heel.
I think that's what they're going with it. I think they're going to turn him heel. They should.
I think he's one of the next big things for the WWE if they book him right. He's tall. He's somebody that he's this type of build that Vince can really get his hands wrapped around as far as booking him.
And his facials are kind of heelish.
Yes.
What's next if he becomes a heel?
Mike must have that fucking clown connection going right now because, brother, you're all broken up.
Yeah, my computer's being stupid, so I'm on my phone.
Oh. Your phone isn't cooperating with you either.
Nope. Like every other week, it decides it wants to be stupid. It's annoying.
So you kind of touched Pelly. You kind of touched on something. I guess it'd be a good topic with it being the road to WrestleMania. I guess a good topic and a good talking point would be, what if you had the opportunity? What would be like? How would you book WrestleMania? 2-night show. If you had the chance to book it with the talent that's there, what would you do? What kind of show could you put together to make it a 2-night special?
Yeah, you'd have to put night 1 would have to be booked somehow, so night 2 would make the people want to come back and see more.
And you have to realize this. You got 8 championships. You have 2 different tag titles. You have the Intercontinental belt. You have
U.S. title.
So I'm sorry. There's 6 different champions,
you're right.
2 different world championships.
8 world championships. You got
and the women's.
2 men.
See, that's 4 matches each night that have to have championships involved.
Yeah.
So you need 4 strong angles, 8 strong angles. Then you need to book an undercard.
Well, that's the question. Like, what would you, given the talent that they have, what could they do?
Well, right now we already know it's Brock versus Roman. We know that Ronda. We know that Ronnie's facing Charlie, and
So I gotta.
Yep. Go ahead, Belly.
I like what Capelli was saying with Riddle and Orton, because Riddle, I think, might go over an elimination chamber. So Riddle and Orton the first night, and then
Roman and Brock the next.
Yeah, but then there's another title, right? So whoever loses,
one night's going to have to be Ronnie and Charlie. The other night's going to have to be Big Time Bex versus whoever the heck she thinks she's going to fight.
Which is
probably going to be Lita.
Which I think it's either going to be Lita's now. So it's either going to be my thought process would be it's either Bailey or Paige. And by the way, they showed a picture of Paige. She looks amazing. I mean, she's had some surgery done, but she looks fucking amazing.
I just want to see whoever loses the championship the first night, somehow, some way, getting involved the second night.
If they're going to do that, I'd rather them just put title for title, champion one person take all, and be a triple threat. Have it be a triple threat with Seth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can tell you right now, they've already kind of given away the booking, and Roman's going over because they're. I just read something that they're prepping Drew McIntyre for a program with Roman.
Now, with all the whining Kevin Owens has been doing lately and not getting his opportunity, could some way he sneak in there WrestleMania and something happen?
Well, it would make sense if you put. Here's a great main event. Seth goes over and takes the title at Elimination Chamber. Owens versus Seth would be a good. You would have that on night 1, the night that Ronnie and Flair main event, and that KO and Seth be the undercard main event, as you want to call it.
Yeah.
But that would be a pretty good match, and they're already teasing something with KO in WrestleMania, so that would be pretty good too.
Yeah.
I don't think you're gonna see the breakup of RK Bro. I think what you're gonna see is them take the titles back at WrestleMania.
Oh, so y'all one of the persons not in favor of Riddle going over to Elimination Chamber?
No, I don't think he's going over to Elimination Chamber.
Mike's on a hot streak right now with the prediction. Mike seems to think it's and I think that would be a great match too at WrestleMania to see Riddle versus Orton for the WWE title.
It would, but they're kind of knee deep right now, and you can tell by the way they book. They're knee deep right now with RK Bro, and it's getting over. Orton is at the happiest he says he's been in a long time working with the kid. You're probably going to see, my thing is you're probably going to see something WrestleMania where they take the titles back. Because
who are the tag team champions right now? It's the Alpha
Academy.
I think they're pretty funny. I like them. And then down in SmackDown, what's it? The Usos?
No, Usos, but in SmackDown, you now have the New Day back. Or it's funny though, if you're watching SmackDown, they don't call them the New Day. They announced them as Kofi Kingston and Big E, and that's it. They didn't say the New Day.
Oh, interesting.
I think.
So what happens if you had? Go ahead, Capelli.
Oh no, go ahead. You go.
So what happens? I like that. Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens the first night, Kevin Owens goes over, and then you have.
Well, it would be Seth going over. I would say Seth, but go ahead.
But you then Sunday, you have Brock and Reigns, and then all of a sudden, Seth Rollins get entered in the match, and Seth Rollins goes over.
I like it, but that would be cool to see Seth come out on night 2 and interrupt and say, no, we're going title for title, and I beat you both. But I think if they're going to put a title on, if Seth does go over, you let Seth be the man on Raw. He's one of them. It's either him, Orton, AJ Styles, or Riddle that could carry Raw at this point.
I remember I said that a few months back.
Yep. They're the only 4 that can carry Raw.
I said that. I said, go ahead, Mike.
Mike, yeah, good.
The original plan was to have Riddle win the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I know. But
so that's why I'm saying he's going to win the title at Elimination Chamber, and it's going to be him and Orton.
I just don't
Jealousy will rear its ugly head.
I like where that goes, but I can see them sticking with the RK Bro stuff, and I kind of like Kevin Owens going over at the elimination, but he ain't there, is he?
No, he doesn't. He won't go over there. He never has, and he won't.
Then I would love to see Seth Rollins go over and Seth Rollins versus KO night 1.
Yeah, that's what I would think. Because night 2 is gonna be Brock and Roman. I'm with Pelly though. I think Seth somehow is involved in that. Just because of the history.
I love it. I love it because he can say, "I'm the only man to beat you both." Yep. And now I'll do it at WrestleMania.
They had a great match. They had a great match at the Rumble. Why can't you proceed with capitalize that on that great match? And
yeah, no, you're right.
You're right.
And then, it's like, okay, so let's say that happens, and then let's just say for fuck's sake that it's Becky and Bayley at WrestleMania, right? That would be night 2. What do you do? What do you do with Bobby Lashley? Who does he work?
I saw on Facebook he wants to do a tag now with somebody on Raw. I don't know who he wanted to tag with though.
What do you do with Bobby Lashley?
What do you do with Bobby Lashley?
I think him and I think if AJ don't go at it with I think if AJ I think Bobby Lashley with Omos.
What about but Omos
is too green. Omos is too green right now.
Oh, if Omos went and it was like in Bobby's corner, I would think, honestly, I would say MVP's in the corner, but Omos is there.
Jeff said MVP versus. Jeff would like to see MVP versus.
That will never happen. I think a good match would be, if you do Lashley. I'm spitballing here, but if you put Lashley and say,
what if AJ was to take the United States title next week, and you got Damian Priest versus Lashley? Because I feel wouldn't it be a down?
That's what I was just thinking.
It would be a downgrade if Lashley was fighting for the U.S. Championship at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think Damian Priest and Lashley might be a good program. But then now, who's AJ working with? Because if you do that, you have to put AJ in with somebody. Technically, like what you just said.
Why not? Why not technically get Dominic Mysterio on the rise?
Not against AJ at WrestleMania.
He's got to go heel against his father first.
Okay.
With Mike there, I want to see that.
I do too.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing shit up against the wall.
Crap out of him.
And
dude, Balor's gone. Forget about it.
What?
Balor's
not. No, he's not.
No, not gone. What I mean is he's not being used. He's been off TV for what? 3 weeks now.
He's selling that whole angle with the Theory, I think.
With
they
who?
Don't know what the fuck to do with him?
Bring back the Demon and let him run the Demon for a year straight.
Yeah, they need to do something with. I think Finn and AJ would be awesome at
Finn and
WrestleMania.
AJ would be a fucking would be a true main event for most people.
Yeah.
I agree.
Although I think AJ and I think AJ and Edge would be something good too, man.
It would.
Well,
It would definitely have some flavor and pizzazz. I mean,
but
yeah,
who goes heel though?
But
But who goes heel? They just turned AJ face, so who goes heel?
Yeah, no,
I think
no,
it's
it'd
a
be
respect
face on face,
thing.
Mike. It would, it would be the legend versus the phenom, the phenomenal one type. Of
Yeah.
thing.
But as far as Lashley, I think Finn Balor would be a great match against him. Or
Maybe if-
can I tell you something? Why you got Ziggler down in NXT? Ziggler's a legit wrestler. Kent State's all-time best. Holds
I
tons
know,
of
but
records. Why not
Ziggler's-
give him a push? Why not if you're gonna keep Ziggler down in NXT? Why not give Robert Roode a little bit of a push and a rub?
I think what they should do is
Yep.
I hate to bite off of what they did a couple of years ago, but I think one of the tag team title matches should be a ladder match with 4 different tag teams like they did the night the Hardys came back.
Yeah,
But, you could put Ziggler and Roode in that match. You could put, the Street Profits in that match. Something like that.
I think that would be good for both brands. That way you can get the Viking Raiders in there. You can bring up a tag team from NXT like the Grizzled Young Veterans, just for the night. Just bodies.
I agree. You know what? I don't think we'll see anybody from NXT up on WrestleMania.
You might.
I just, the way Vince is booking it now, he's keeping them separate. Because WrestleMania would, and I think we'd all agree, be a great opportunity for Tommaso to show up even for one night at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Be a hell of a night for him.
You would have saw him at the Rumble. If you didn't see him at the Rumble, you're not going to see him at WrestleMania.
Well,
I agree
rumor
with that.
has it that he was booked for Royal Rumble. So wasn't Gargano, X-Pac, and RVD, and Shane McMahon nixed them all.
I read RVD was on standby,
Yeah.
but I read Gargano was approached, said no. That's what I read. The other 2 I didn't know anything about.
Pete Dunne. Another good one. I like Pete Dunne a lot. It's truthful that the WWE has talent in their system.
They do.
Just realistically, they
But the
they
thing
don't know
is,
how to
though,
use it.
It's not even that. They're small. The talented guys are small. Vince doesn't like small guys. He's always like that. Brian Cage is due to be released from AEW within the next week or so. Guarantee he shows up in either Raw or SmackDown.
Well, Tony Khan showed up at fucking WWE Raw, fucking bearing gifts.
That
Ooh.
picture's old, dude. That was an old
I know.
picture.
I'm being a fucking.
yeah, it's an old picture. 2017.
Please don't be a Forbes. Please. Okay? It's quiet. The clown's not on. Don't take his place. We know your head's big enough to take his place, but don't.
Oh my God.
I've been behaving so far. Don't get me going.
So Capelli, did you watch AEW at all on Wednesday?
I did the flyby on it.
Yeah. So it did not pique your interest that Texas Death Match was a good one with Lance
Like I
Lance
said,
Archer and
it was
Hangman
good.
Page.
It was good, but I guess the like I said when I first came on, I thought CM Punk and Moxley was pretty good when they tagged against what's their faces. It was great, but yeah, the Texas Death Match was all right. But again, I fast forwarded through it, but there was just not much to the show.
I came out of my seat when Jake clotheslined Hangman Page on the outside of the ring.
Yeah.
That was a good one, man. To see, I thought it was. See, I thought it was a great main event. Something Raw don't give you. Like that match. What it reminded me of when we was kids, and on Superstation TBS, they would give you the NWA's Night of Champions.
Oh, I remember those days.
You know, you get a good, nice bloody massacre match on there. I guess, like I said, I'm a GCW guy. I like the blood and guts right now. That's what entertains me.
Speaking of GCW, Alec Price is going to wrestle for them, eh?
Really good for Alec.
Yep.
Good for Alec. I can see him fitting in with Young, Dumb, and Broke. That's the name of a team. Young, Dumb, and Broke. Well, yeah, Jeff. Keith Lee really looked dominant in his debut. But then again, Keith Lee's a 300-pound lineman, Division I college lineman, and he faced a kid that isn't even the size of the place kicker.
Who's he? Who did he marry? He's married to Mia Yim.
Yeah,
I believe so, yes. She'll probably be there soon.
oh yeah.
Mia
She would
Yim.
thrive. She'll thrive in that shit show of a women's division.
Well, I think Serena Deeb's a pretty formidable ladies division wrestler, if I have to say so myself. I think their women's division is pretty decent. I don't see. I don't think the WWE's is just filled with 8 girls that can really work.
I agree, but even the WWE's women's division is a shits right now. So
But I think Britt Baker could go over there and get over. I think Serena Deeb could go to the WWE and get over. I think the face painted chick could go over there and get over. Chris Stratlander, given 3 months in developmental, could work on WWE TV. I believe they got decent women.
So I want to touch upon something because the WWE is made the mistake. And it's something that I actually, for once, agree with something that Vince Russo said recently on a podcast where he talked about.
You would.
Well, you're going to hear what he said, and then you probably agree too. So he was talking about the 2 people most recently that have pretty much gotten fucking wasted by the WWE. One being Liv Morgan. Talked about how you built Liv Morgan up. You have her mother there. You have her uncle there. You have this person there. You put her in these 2 main events, and you build her up to this point where, she didn't get the go over on Becky, but she kind of went over with the fans. And then you have immediately pretty much dumped her back down to nothing. And it just shows poor writing, poor booking. It was an absolute waste of her time. It was a waste of our time. And it was honestly, you got to kind of feel bad for a girl like that because she was getting over. And then the other person, I'm trying to remember who he mentioned was.
I think I'd be honest with you, she was getting over, yes, but Capelli. You put a mic in her hand, it was blah. And I don't think she's that fluent of a worker. I think if the people who wrote and did that for her did her a huge favor, but the people who wrote that for her in another stance should have never wrote it for her because I don't think that she's ever had that type of talent.
Well, that's the whole point. Then why push her?
Because they're idiots.
It was a waste of time.
That's right. The idiots need to be fired.
And then the other person, I'm trying to remember the other person they talked to. I want to say it was, I think it was Dewdrop that they were talking about. And just the way she's been booked and her talent, it's just been utterly wasted. The WWE, beyond Becky, Charlotte, I will go so far to say Sasha Banks, and likely probably Alexa Bliss. They don't know how to, and Alexa Bliss has really been ruined, kind of. They don't know how to book.
You think? Really? She's been ruined? You think so?
But, I mean, they don't know how to book the women. They don't.
They don't know how to book anything right now. They're sucking eggs.
Yeah, I agree. I think I just like watching some of the matchups. And like I said to begin with, I said this earlier, I believe a lot of the bitching and moaning that comes out of wrestling fans' mouth is just for the simple fact that a lot of it they're not seeing the person they want to be over.
No, it's not that, Jay. People are too smart nowadays. They're not liking the product that they're being given because there's so much other wrestling out
Yeah.
there. Like you said, there's GCW, there's MLW, there's TNA, there's Global Force Wrestling, there's AEW, there's shit on the internet, and
And WWE right now is, I'm going to say it, and I've been saying it for a while now. It's Disney.
I get that, but you can't. But what you're saying is the people know the reason why people, because they're smart enough to realize, like, all right, I get it. We all understand it. It's a different product, but don't give me the corny shit and tell me that there's only 4 people that you can book. It has nothing to do with, like, hey, listen, I want to see Randy Orton get 17 titles and take the record. That would be awesome. I want to see AJ win another title or whatever it might be. But it's not that. It's the way they're booking these people. Like, don't give me Happy fucking Corbin. Give me fucking Baron Corbin. Give me a fucking gimmick that isn't fucking stupid. Give me give me Bailey and fucking Paige or whoever showing up at the Rumble. Don't give me fucking Kelly and her fake fucking face for 30 seconds.
Shouldn't even look like Kelly.
No, it's my whole point. I don't
that's what you get. That's what you get for marrying a plastic surgeon.
Yeah,
you get wrinkled neck is fucking disgusting. Sorry. Have you seen that fucking thing? Looks like she took more hog down her fucking throat.
Here we go.
Sorry. Sorry. What do you want me to say? Am I wrong? That's what it looks like.
Anyways.
How bad? I almost wanted to strangle Forbesy. The other night while Capelli was doing that interview with me, he puts up Samoa Joe. So here I am. I thought the Samoa Joe was on the part of the AEW show.
Me too.
That I didn't record.
Yeah, I know, but talking on that real quick.
I didn't tell Capelli to fuck off.
I
like to some days.
What the fuck? How is that breaking down the fucking forbidden door? I mean, really?
It wasn't.
We're signing a free fucking agent.
Yeah.
The forbidden door was The forbidden door was Switchblade because he fucked himself over by kept on saying the forbidden door. Everybody knew it was going to be Keith Lee.
The switch, yeah, but it was what's his name? Jay Hill or something like that. The kid.
Jay White.
Jay White. That was the forbidden door. I mean, come on.
He's a clown.
And he's a Bullet Club guy too, right? Jay White. Is
he
the leader of the Bullet Club?
Yes.
Which doesn't make sense because the Good Brothers, who are Bullet Club, were fighting the Bullet Club on TNA on Impact the other night. Like, does that make fucking sense?
No. Considering that their working relationship with TNA has been over for fucking 3 months now.
Yes. And I guess there is no working relationship with Impact and the WWE, huh?
Guess not. Maybe it was a one-time thing, but
Impact's been blowing WWE for the past 2 weeks.
Why is that?
Now, mark my words. I think by the end of this year, by the end of 2022, this is just a prediction. It's me spitballing, but it's something I feel.
I guarantee.
You're going to see Triple H steps down from his position and leaves WWE. Not for anything else right now, but I think this year he leaves WWE. I think he's looking at the product and saying enough's enough.
I'll go one better. I'll go one better. I agree with that, but I think up running Ring of Honor.
Oh, that's what I think the long-term plan is, Mike. I just think that knowing kind of how business, I would assume he has a 1-year no compete clause.
Yeah.
But I bet you he's behind the scenes doing something because he's got to be aggravated. I mean, I watched the entire Pat McAfee podcast that he did, and he definitely hid, and other people said it, like you could tell he was uneasy answering some of the questions, not because he was asked the question, because he was trying, you could tell the way he answered the questions, he was trying to say it without opening his, putting his foot in his mouth, or, he was protecting himself per se.
Yeah.
But there is, with no doubt, after watching it, if you guys watch it, you can get a sense that there's something going on there, especially with him. He ain't happy.
He's spending all his time in the gym. Did you see a picture of him?
Yeah, he'll never get back in the ring. I don't think. I mean, he might, but he'd be smart. Just leave it be.
I heard he can't get medically cleared.
I don't think so.
He's jacked though. He's fucking jacked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a mental thing. Like some people have to go to the gym just for mental strength. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, he's a gym rat anyway. So I mean, I'm not shocked.
I'll give it one better. I think Triple H will be gone from the WWE and stepping down by the end of the summer.
Okay.
And I think that when and if this does happen, I think Triple H will fight whatever clause there is, because the compete clause should only be if he gets in the ring. His brain should not count.
Doesn't work like that, Jay.
So I was Triple H. I would get the world's most powerful lawyers, and I would try to fight whatever compete clause. I know it don't work that way, but if I was Triple H, I would try to fight that to the bone, because I would try to find some sort of negligence in the contract itself where, like, Triple H, and you get a good lawyer to say that the product he cultivated was destroyed, and just there's got to be a good enough lawyer that even if it wasn't a year, and said, all right, let's cut that year down to 6 months. You know what I mean?
Bro, this is Vince McMahon we're talking about here.
Yeah, I understand that.
United States government, it ain't gonna work.
I understand that, but every dog has their day. Maybe he might say, what are you going to do? You ain't got billions of dollars. Go ahead, take your ideas to some idiot that, don't have money.
No, I don't think he'd be taking his idea to some idiot. He would take his money and be the idiot, is what I think what me and Mike are saying. He would be the promoter. He would be the owner.
Yeah.
I think he goes in.
So you're saying to me he's going to buy Ring of Honor without Ring of Honor already
No. He's going to work for Ring of Honor and be the booker and the promoter.
Okay. And you think Vince would gripe about that for a year?
Absolutely.
Oh, God, yeah.
It is Vince McMahon.
Vince McMahon, man, we're talking about.
Yeah, it's Vince McMahon we're talking about. Absolutely.
And I hope he tells Stephanie to go kick rocks and does his own thing.
We're talking about Vince.
That would give
what?
I said that would give Ring of Honor way more clout. Like way more.
Oh yeah.
You just need Ring of Honor needs somebody who's not an active competitor to have the book.
What if Triple H went to Impact?
Nah.
No.
You're right. Yeah, you know what? I just don't. I think Ring of Honor, it would be because it had such Ring of Honor. Let's be honest. If you think about it, Ring of Honor really is what helped develop Impact, what it is, TNA Impact, helped develop and create what is now AEW.
Yeah.
What helped create GCW,
Hold on.
MLW. It was really because Ring of Honor was the first kind of, I would say, indie company to explode onto the wrestling scene after the death of the indies. After the WCW, WWE conglomerate, and there was nothing. Ring of Honor really started that brought back the indies. And I think that's the company that would have the most prestige to go out there, especially if someone like Triple H was the guy to have the book, to have the power and all that, and say, yeah, you guys.
I'm just saying, I think Triple H is an asset whatever company he went to. Whether or not he went to AEW, whether or not he goes to Impact or Ring of Honor.
1,000%.
That's all.
Yep.
I agree.
Because no matter what, a lot of them young guys that he had signed, if they're not signed, he'll be bringing them wherever he goes.
William Regal's not with Impact.
Okay. Well, it has a question mark. He's asking us.
No, he's not. I'm telling you no.
I want to know who the hell that is.
Who?
Hold on, I'll tell you. Hold on. I guarantee it's fucking the clown himself.
That's Forbesy. He always comes in his Facebook user. Although this person knew how to spell, so I don't know. Sami Zayn's got new music?
Yeah. That's because he just signed, that's why.
I just heard it go off, and I'm like, oh, what's that? And I hear the change in the music. I'm like, oh, okay.
Funny.
Is it Forbesy?
No, I don't. I'm get on here right now.
I'm trying to find it. Hold on.
Yeah, Sami Zayn's got a new show now called Insane.
No, even this one says face. Ralphie Sclande.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's going on, Ralph?
Ralphie just had some big back surgery.
Oh, Ralph, I hope you're feeling good, buddy.
Yeah.
I hope for a speedy and quick recovery.
I think he had his discs fused or something in his back. So, yeah, hope you're healing well, brother. I'll be in touch with you soon. But Ralph's right, he's not wrong in that statement. It would be nice to see a legitimate new company emerge. But think about it. Think about a company that would emerge. That's a good talking point. What if that new company emerged and it had EC3, had fucking Braun Strowman, had Bray Wyatt, had some of these other people come into this company. You know what I mean?
Control your narrative.
And then to find out Triple H is the guy that's running it. Johnny Gargano then shows up, and some of these other guys that start leaving the events start showing up. I mean, that would be pretty fucking cool.
Yep, that would.
To see that company, then if that company then and went, and I know it's going to sound crazy, but what if that company then and went showed up on AEW television as a invasion angle per se? It would, even though it's not WWE, it would have that buzz.
Oh yeah, because it's Triple H.
Right. Yeah, with Triple H, there's enough indie wrestlers out there. He could create something that would be a decent product.
He doesn't even need the indie wrestlers. He's got enough of his people that are waived, or ones that are in NXT that are sitting there doing absolutely nothing. He got a guy like Finn Balor. Got a guy like Finn Balor that if he ever got released, you could build a company around.
But guys that would play the role players that you have. Like you get your role players from the indies, and then base your top tier guys from the guys that Triple H knows. Well, you gotta have a basis of both, I think.
Yeah, to a certain extent. To a certain extent, you're right. Yeah.
So, what are your predictions for Elimination Chamber? What do you think?
Jay, take down that banner. It's annoying.
What banner? The one that I'm trying to read? AAH needs to create a new brand.
That's
You meant to put
4G.
Triple H, I think.
That's
Okay,
4G.
narrative and put more people into the spotlight and stick with the storyline longer than 6 months.
Yeah, that's a clown.
Unfortunately, you know what? Why wrestling angles don't? Because there's just too much of it.
They don't.
Pay-per-view every month, wrestling show every week.
They don't. The WWE wrestling angles don't last the way they last long anymore. Because again, they write for television, and
Yep.
on most television products, your story changes every 2 to 3 months.
Yep.
The narrative of each story changes every 2 to 3 months. So that's why they don't write like they used to write back in the day.
Very truthful. Very truthful.
You know, on a product like AEW, you could write longer.
You
Because,
could.
Again, it appeals to a pro wrestling fan, not an entertainment fan who wants to see wrestling as their form of entertainment.
Let me touch on something real quick. If they have Sami Zayn and Johnny Knoxville wrestle at WrestleMania, I've lost all hope.
Me too. That would be ridiculous.
I'm going to be honest with you. I guarantee it happens.
It's as funny as Johnny Knoxville is. No.
Johnny Knoxville is going to be the Hollywood star this year at fucking. I wouldn't be shocked if it's him and Bad Bunny one night, one the other night at WrestleMania.
Bad Bunny. Oh yeah.
Yeah. The WWE wants to fucking put out generate some buzz. I know it would be. I don't know what you could do with him. Bring in Conor McGregor. Have McGregor do something with somebody.
Well,
I agree.
He would be perfect for WWE because he runs his mouth.
Well, he's Brett.
And wrestling. Yeah.
Have him do something with fucking. Have him do something with fucking Sheamus or something.
With Finn Balor.
Or with Finn Balor. Yes.
Yeah.
Has he even? I think he's even expressed interest in WWE.
Or
He?
even better, Matt Riddle.
He has.
Matt Riddle.
Matt Riddle, because Riddle can legitimately say, "Bro, I can beat you in the ring or in the other ring," because he could say, "Hey,
Yeah,
I'm a mixed martial artist," but they could
Yeah,
have a
cool.
good.
Yeah.
And their size is
Cool.
very similar.
What about Bobby Lashley?
That would be fucking killer too. I mean, McGregor would generate the buzz that Mike Tyson generated.
I hate to say it, but I believe that you're going to see somebody like a Bad Bunny or a Knoxville. And I think right now, hey, listen, I know wrestling is wrestling. And I say what I say. But if Sami Zayn is willing to take one for the team and give up a WrestleMania moment to wrestle a jackass comedian, what if he wants to do it?
Well, why wouldn't you if the money's right?
But also, he'll be able to lay him in because that's what Jackass is all about, getting your ass kicked. So he'll be able to beat the piss out of him.
So that's what I want to just say on the flip side. And I'll reiterate with it is that it brings that outside interest, at least not into a Monday Night Raw, but brings you into the biggest two-night event that the WWE hosts in Dallas, Texas, with upwards of 100,000 people could be in attendance. Why wouldn't Vince McMahon want to do something like that.
Well, don't be surprised if you see Austin involved in some shape or form.
I almost thought that they were going to bring Logan, one of the Paul brothers, in to do something.
Yeah.
I think well, one of them's been fucking accused of fucking rape or something like that. So
Yeah.
I don't know if Vince will touch that.
I think it's Logan that got accused of that.
Yeah.
Well, which one was the one that was already on Raw?
Yeah, that was Jake Paul.
That was Jake Paul.
Logan Paul was his brother. He was accused of rape.
I can see them utilizing Jake Paul. I can see them utilizing 2 celebrities, one for each night.
Well, that's what I think. They're going to do.
Said that. Where the hell were you?
Yeah, I already said it. They're going to do Bad Bunny one night and what's his face.
I heard you say the Bad Bunny, but I was just hoping that would have hopped right out of the fucking studio.
Bad Bunny signed to like a 3-year contract with them.
Oh, speaking of signing contracts, somebody already said it on here. I think it was Jay that said it the other night, last week. Bill Goldberg is going to be re-signing a new 3-year deal.
I said it.
Right
I told you.
Right here. Take this and shove it up your bald head. Shut up with that.
It's fucking true. It's disgusting, but it's true. He's going to sign a new 3-year deal.
Because they do not want him going over to AEW because Vince, no matter what anybody says, I don't care. Vince is seeing what the old guys have done, and Goldberg's the type of guy that could flourish, especially putting him back on TBS.
Well, they just re-signed the Boogeyman too. Anybody see that?
Yeah,
they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's an agent now, right?
No, he's going to be wrestling.
Just as a character?
Yeah, 3 years they signed him.
The Boogeyman.
Yep.
When's the last time we actually saw him on television?
6 years ago.
You know how he's old.
Yeah, I know.
He's like Sting's age, isn't he?
Yeah.
Fuck you, Ralph. That's old school right there.
Why do you think I just said Sting's name?
It's an old joke from when I did Wrestling Insiders way back in the day. But what the fuck? Rick Boogs is calling out is something to do with Sami Zayn.
Oh.
I think Sami Zayn's taking the IC title next week. Yeah, I think Sami Zayn's taking it. They got to get it off.
Give him something. They got to give him something from resigning.
Yeah, they got to get it off of Shinsuke.
Yeah, but you know who will be so mad that Shinsuke Forbesy will come up with the way, oh, that's all the WWE does. They give it Shinsuke. He'll come up with some whiny thing.
Not while I'm drinking, Jay. Behave.
You know, we talked about great matches. What about and here would be a great program, KO and AJ. That would be a great program.
I thought that would. I thought I had said maybe I was ready to say that would be a great match for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Especially if is AJ in the Elimination Chamber.
Yes.
Yes, he is.
Then my pick for the Elimination Chamber right now, I have 2. I believe it's either A, Seth Rollins, because Seth Rollins and KO is one hell of a match because it's 2 best friends right now. That angle works.
That gimmick, yeah.
So, or I look at it being AJ, but I honestly believe right now that I would rather see AJ versus Edge. I would like to see that.
Riddle.
I think a lot of people would too. For a one-time gimmick, though.
Yep.
But who goes over?
A WrestleMania dream match. I think AJ goes over.
I still say it's going to be Riddle, but whatever. What do I know?
Mike, the scenario you give makes 110 great. It makes great sense. along with what we're saying too. And I believe that KO and Seth Rollins have built up to that right now. And I believe that maybe, like I had said, I think I said this probably 6 months ago, I believe next year is the year of the Randy Orton Matt Riddle feud and will accumulate at WrestleMania, where Randy Orton becomes a 17-time World Heavyweight Champion.
So that means Randy Orton has to win the belt and lose it twice. Lose it and win it twice before that can happen, brother.
Yeah.
See, I'm with you to a point on that, but I don't think it's Randy Orton versus Matt Riddle for that. I think Orton gets to 17 before he retires, but I think I predicted this many months ago. Roman Reigns will hold that title through next year, through WrestleMania next year. Matt Riddle will win the Royal Rumble in 2023 and be the person to beat Roman Reigns at...
You're telling me right now Roman Reigns is holding that belt for 3 years?
I'm telling you right now, Roman Reigns is holding that belt for 3 years. I am.
It's a very, 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 very solid statement to want to stand behind, my man.
No, I know,
guarantee it.
But if you look at the way they're booking it, and if you really need to build the next big guy, the next
Shut up,
guy,
Forbesy.
to be able to do it, the guy that's going to be able to take the flag and run and hold it. I've said for the last 6-8 months, Matt Riddle is one of the few guys that, and I think what would happen is eventually he'll work a program with Orton to get him ready to get to Roman Reigns. And that's my prediction. 2023, this time next year, Matt Riddle is the winner of the Royal Rumble, and he will go on and face Roman Reigns, who will remain champion this year.
Okay.
Because if they put him in a program with Drew McIntyre is not going to win. He'll win matches, but he won't win the title. Then you figure they'll put Reigns in a couple other gimmicks, but there's really nobody right now that's going to take that title off of Reigns. And if they're keeping it separate and they don't do one champion, it makes sense. It's Matt Riddle. Next year, this time. Especially if they were going to do it this year, if they delay it, and I think it was the right move. I think holding Matt Riddle out this year as the champion and building him up through all of 2022 will make him that much bigger of a star and make him more prepared to be the main guy once he takes the belt. That's what I think.
We'll see. I still say he's winning at Elimination Chamber, but whatever.
I'm going with Seth Rollins, and then AJ's my backup.
I like Seth Rollins in the KO match at WrestleMania.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm going with. I think that's so good because it's even more of a storyline for Roman Reigns to look at Seth Rollins and go, the man main evented WrestleMania, and the bitch had to be the curtain jerker. Like, I see that type of heat, you know what I mean? Like Roman giving him jabs that Becky had the main event. He had to undercut it. Like, that's the way I look at it. I think it's good. I think it's good stuff. If I was in a collaborated room, that would be one of my ideas, because I think that I liked it when Roman jabbed him about Becky.
My number one would be Seth, and my backup is Bobby Lashley retaining.
Okay. Then who does Bobby Lashley defend that title against? KO?
No, would it be KO? It could potentially Seth, potentially some stupid gimmick match. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it would my backup would be Bobby Lashley because knowing how the WWE books in their lack of booking fucking mentality, they would do something like that.
My backup, you guys aren't going to agree with me at all, but the way they've been doing this booking with Vince, I'm saying Austin Theory.
God, that would be fucking crazy.
What did you just say? I got to hear that again. What did you just say?
I say the way they've been booking the vignettes with Vince and stuff, my O to the Park pick for second would be Austin Theory.
Now that shows ruthless aggression. Yeah, all right.
I wonder why, what's his face? Corey Graves on SmackDown tonight. I wonder why, what happened to Pat McAfee.
I don't know. Maybe Vince is mad that he interviewed Triple H.
Well, he would have to okay it.
That's right. McAfee's at the Super Bowl this week.
Oh, yep, because tonight is
he's doing his podcast there, that's right.
He's on Radio Row.
What do you think? Corey Graves ever going to get back in the ring?
Who?
Corey Graves.
I think we already would have saw it by now.
Yeah, true.
You think so?
He would have been in the Rumble. I don't see it.
What about maybe him just getting cleared and he's working out right now?
I don't see it. He's probably got such a contract right now that he's making fucking bank. I mean, he is the voice of the WWE. As much as Michael Cole and the guy that sounds like Joe Rogan from fucking from Raw, dude, Corey Graves is the guy I tune into when I listen.
Yeah, he took over for JR the King, that's for sure.
Yes.
This is a good one.
Oh my God. Oh, that's priceless.
Forbesy, that's classic. Mickey Biggs, why didn't you tune in tonight? He's out there right now watching. That's a good one. I like that one, Forbesy.
He finally came out with a good one.
Yeah.
All right. So I wanna not kind of play a game, but when I do when me and Pat Doyle were doing the TC Rastani After Hours, we used to do this game called Celebrity Death, and it was a prediction of who is going to be the next big death in celebrities. I want to pose a question to you guys. In the wrestling business, who do you think the next person is that's going to be going to the ring above?
Jake Roberts.
Okay. Kelly?
Can I go?
Yeah.
Better late than never there, Mickey Biggs.
Yeah, I was kind of tied up.
I might be tied up tomorrow night.
What? So that
okay.
Kelly, who do you think it is?
All right. Really, like that's just a thought I want to get out of my head right now.
Mike, I think you might have walked in on me a couple times back in the day.
Can we not go there? Yeah, can we not go there? What is wrong with you?
Anyways, Pelly, let Pelly answer the question. Pelly, who would your pick be?
Forgive me for saying, I think Ric Flair.
Okay, Mike, what do you got?
Flair.
Mickey Biggs, did you hear the question?
I did not.
Okay, so who will be the next big death in professional wrestling?
Hogan.
Well, I was going to say Hogan, but
Hogan. Damn. Holy shit.
The woman has it. He's not good right now either.
So, as much as I want to say and I want to think it's Ric Flair, I'm going to put one out there, and you guys are going to fucking say no way, but I'm going to put it out there. Vince McMahon.
I knew it.
You're hoping that happens.
No, I'm not hoping. I'm not hoping that, but it would be a shock, but I wouldn't. Vince doesn't look good for his age. His shit on television, even with the makeup, he didn't look good, man.
He looks like he's 6 inches away from the coffin. Like
Yeah.
that's how his face looks painted.
Fucking Ric Flair looked healthier than him, and that's saying a lot.
His mother just passed away.
With
101.
the way he lives his life, man. To me, it would be fucking Vince McMahon.
I was about to bring that Vince's mother. I heard she was over 100 years old.
101.
Wow.
Vince looked like the Walking Dead. I wouldn't doubt that he would kill him.
Instead of Forbesy like chiming in, he should come on the air.
He might be driving right now.
He's such a bitch.
Probably wearing a fucking New York Yankees hat with a fucking Montreal Canadiens shirt. And his Pittsburgh Steelers fucking socks.
Or
his St. Louis Cardinals freaking pajama pants.
Or I don't think he wants you to bust his balls about that fucking hairdo he had back in the day. Holy shit. He looked like he got a McDonald's fry guy on his head.
Something. Oh, I saw that. What is that?
And then he's got another fucking bowl looking dude, and it looks like a curtain. That it's just a stage curtain's cut right there that part of the fucking scene, you know?
Yeah.
He was definitely a candidate. His parents definitely had Tupperware bowls.
Oh my God.
Pyrex.
Leave Joe Jet alone.
What a bowl cut that shit was. And the kid hardly has any hair left. There was fucking thousands of strands on there.
Leave Moppy alone.
Moppy. So I'm solving the mop.
Looks like yeah, definitely.
All right, boys. Hey, transitioning off of wrestling. Super Bowl predictions. What do you got?
Go ahead, Jay.
All right. I believe we are going to see an upset just like in 2001. I truly, just for some weird, and here he is, Mel Phillips, and you called it. He got a freaking Yankees hat on.
And his fucking internet connection sucks.
Oh, definitely.
Take a hike.
What's up, Moppy?
Oh, hey, I called it. I said New York Yankees hat. Can't hear you, you dickhead.
Stop insulting
Can't
the
hear
dick.
you.
Wow, Capelli said something bad about me.
Can't hear you. Your computer sucks. Switch to your phone. Switch to your phone. Nope.
Loser.
Look, that's what I feel like it's doing.
He's got it now.
Still can't hear him. No. All right, go back. Let's go.
Get out.
His phone. So let's
So-
hear it, Jay.
All right. I think we're going to have another 2001 on our hands. But I think the Bengals will be down 10 at the half. And they're gonna do what they did to Kansas City. They're going to shut them down come the second half. And Burrow's going to end up making a play or two that the choke artist, Matthew Stafford, is going to choke because that's what choke artists do. And I didn't think LA was all that soft. Like, they lost a couple of easy cookie cutter games in the beginning of the season. So, I'm not 110% convinced on LA. I think this kid Burrow, Joe Cool, man, he just ain't afraid.
That kid's legit.
So yeah, I'm taking the Bengals by 3.
Stiff.
Bengals by 3. I agree.
Mickey Biggs.
Bengals.
Kelly.
Rams by 10.
You're an idiot. Shut up.
I got. I'm taking.
There's no rouges. This ain't the CFL.
I'm taking the Cincinnati Bengals 31-17.
All right.
Holy!
Yeah, kick out Pelly. He's not on the same page. Get rid of him.
31-17.
Wow, you're
Cincinnati
thinking it's a
Bengals.
blowout, huh?
They're going to. The Rams have shown me over this past year when they lose, and I think
Big.
And as much as I want to
Okay.
see Stafford get a win because of everything he's been through personally, no, the fucking Joe Cool is gonna fucking win the game. Then he's gonna go bang like 3 hot broads.
Well, how'd the Rams play at home this year? Because they're at Sophie, right?
Yep.
They're at Sophie, but I don't think you're gonna see the home team win 2 years in a row at their own stadium. The Rams just, I don't know. Sean McVay, I'm telling you, he's going to puke on himself. 31-17, Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah.
Book it.
Yeah, I have a feel. I just got this feeling that they're choking. And here
Then
he
they'll be
is,
on Raw.
Terry Garvin.
Still
What's
can't
going
hear
on,
you.
Terry?
Wasn't he the forgotten guy in the gimmick?
Yeah. So, Forbesy, who do you like on this? What's your Super Bowl prediction there, buddy?
Forbes!
What's your prediction for the Super Bowl?
My internet sucks.
I
Yeah,
can hear you perfectly fine.
we can hear you now. What's your prediction for the Super Bowl?
The Montreal Canadiens will win.
I don't think you
the
can hear us,
Stanley
though.
He
Cup.
can't hear us.
Fuck.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
No.
Apparently not.
Apparently not. Well, we were graced by his presence ever so quickly.
Twice.
That's enough for tonight.
It's too bad that ugly bull hairdo that he had didn't go by quickly for him.
Yeah, but I think that Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, and Joe Mixon are going to be too much for the fucking Rams to handle.
I agree.
And if the
All right,
Bengals can
I'm taking-
beat the fucking Chiefs, they can beat the Rams.
I'm taking bets. How long does Brady stay retired?
Oh, he's not gonna. I heard rumor had it. Rumor has it even more. I have the guy who I work for here. That's my head football coach. His buddy is a big time sports reporter in LA, and he said he could show me if need be, but the whistle was already blown to try and screw Brady because supposedly Brady was trying to get a coup together to get Leftwich and Arians both removed from their spots
Yep.
in Tampa. It got back to them, and supposedly everybody thinks it's the Patriots that blew the retirement thing. It was Bruce Arians who came out, and he's the one that started the Brady is retiring rumor, which put pressure on Brady to do what he needed. So now rumor has it what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to do, they're not going to fill up their salary cap. They're going to go as long as they can to keep things wide open so it screws Brady, because the only way he can get back in the NFL is if Tampa Bay decides to waive his rights for this year. And in order for that to theoretically happen, they have to be salary cap handcuffed, and they have to prove that they can't afford Tom Brady's $25 million in order for him to become
No.
NFL free
That is
agent.
how it works, Jay. They don't have to pay. That's wrong. They don't have to pay. They pay Tom Brady his retirement. The way this works is, if Brady wants to come back to play football, Tampa has to eat. He either has to play for Tampa
Yes.
this year,
But they also have to have the
they
correct
trade him.
amount of money in their cap in order to afford him.
So here's a rumor that I heard: Garoppolo for Brady.
All right, so I'm going to kibosh that because I heard that, but they already debunked it. So Brady met with. Remember last year, 2 years ago, when Brady said, "If you want this fucking guy over me," when they were talking about the team that he wouldn't say that he was all pissed about, it was the San Francisco 49ers, and what came out is he met with what's coach Shanahan.
Yep.
And Shanahan was this is what the person said. It was on 98.5 and it was on EI and it was on another thing that I read.
Yeah.
Shanahan was interviewing Brady and was discussing the way he does things versus Brady does things. It says, "Well, I do things situationally," and started talking about situational, and then Brady started going, "Yeah, well, in this situation, when in the Super Bowl, you called this and I called this, and then you called this and I called this," and right there, I guess after that, Shanahan said, "I'm all set. I'm not working with this guy."
Yeah, I can
Because
see that. I
Brady
can see
pretty
that being
much-
truthful.
Brady pretty much said, I beat you 28. You were up 23 and I beat you. And
Basically, the same thing you're saying right now
Yeah.
is the same thing he said to the owners of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers about the two coaches. That Leftwich is a ham sandwich, and Bruce Arians don't know what the hell he's doing, and he threw them under the bus.
So I think Brady's. I think. Look, it's well known his wife wants him to retire. I know Tom is trying to stay because he now has a new hoodie out there that says "Go till you drop" or something like that, or "Keep going, don't quit," blah blah blah. Look, at the end of the day, I think he's done. I think he's done. I think that his wife
If
will fucking
anything,
hang him.
you do know where he built a brand new house, right? Where a house just got built.
Yeah, he's not going to Miami, bud.
No.
He built a house in Miami.
He built a house on the West Coast also.
No. He built his brand new $1 billion home or whatever. It's all in Miami. They're selling the house on the West Coast, from what I read. I could be wrong.
Not the one in Vegas.
Dude, he ain't going to Vegas. They don't have the cap space. He's not going to Vegas.
Silver and black
No.
and reunited
It will not
Patriots
happen.
West.
It's not happening. Dude, he's done. He's retired.
Listen, I hope he's retired.
He's retired.
I think he's coming back.
I think if he comes back, Mike, he's going to kiss his fucking marriage goodbye.
Mm.
I think she's the worst thing that ever happened to him.
Yep.
All she is a princess. She makes him look like a pussy. I'm sorry. He ain't a legit star. He ain't like an old school quarterback, man.
What are you talking about?
She's so whipped. He has her so. She has him so whipped. She has him so whipped.
Old school quarterback you're talking about?
Just he ain't like the old
Here
school.
we go.
An old school QB be like, "Listen, honey, take your shit and put your stuff in the back seat. I'm Tom freaking Brady, bitch."
That isn't like that. Not when her name's Giselle Bundchen.
Well, who cares? I'd tell her to go bunching herself.
I still want to know this old school quarterback you're talking about.
Joe Namath.
What? Joe Namath? He went one Super Bowl. That's it.
I'm just saying. Joe Namath, tell that bitch to go fly a kite.
Yeah.
He'll go get
Here's
6
Joe
more
Namath
bitches.
versus Tom Brady right now on the all-time list. Let me show you. Tom Brady here. Every other quarterback in the league here.
Oh, listen, I never doubt Brady's skills. I just think he's a prima donna. That's all now. I don't like his wife. I don't like his wife.
In the fucking game.
Wait a minute. Wasn't this the same person that had a Tampa Bay jersey on earlier in the season?
Yes, he is.
I'm a Tom Brady fan, but I think his wife is horrible for business. That's
that
just my
motherfucker's
opinion.
going to make more money now than he did when he played.
TB12, baby.
I think
It's
he's
a brand.
in Hollywood or politics.
You know what?
Coaches.
I can see him being a coach, or I can see him being a politician. Yes.
Yeah.
I can see him being a team owner.
I can see a team owner, yes.
I can see Tom owning the team.
What if he goes to the USFL and plays a year there?
That would be an insult. They're only playing in one venue.
I know.
You read about that they're only playing in Alabama. That's it.
Yeah, all
For the
games are in
first
Alabama.
season.
Yeah.
Yep, for the first season. I haven't. They
The Rock
have
owns
their
that. The Rock's part owner of that.
the USFL.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's part owner of that.
He took the
I thought it was the
XFL.
XFL.
No,
The XFL.
USFL.
I could have sworn he bought the XFL.
he did buy the XFL, but he is also a part owner of the USFL as well.
I read that Fox is the sole owner of the USFL and is letting NBC partner up with the airing rights of it. But I read that I've been following their draft and everything. I'm on the USFL website. I've never seen one remark about The Rock. All I've seen is that Fox owns that product.
Sports, aka National Spring Football League Enterprises LLC.
Yeah,
Fucking 8 teams.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard it's solely owned by the Fox company. That's it.
But yet it's being broadcast on NBC, right?
Yes.
What does USL, you stupid fucking losers? Learn how to spell, you fucking jamoke.
That was Ralph, I think.
No.
Yeah, it is.
That is. What does UFL, you stupid... I can't say it. What does USFL, you stupid fucking losers? They suck. I have no clue what the fuck he's trying to say.
Oh, Ralphie. He popped one too many of the pain pills. Yeah, from what I've read, I've been reading, I've been following it now for about 2.5 months. And
you know what, Jay? I stand corrected. You are right. I do not see The Rock on here. I thought he did own the USFL. I thought he was part owner.
Nope.
It does say it's just owned by Fox.
Yep. Him and that chick own the XFL. Some rich billionaire chick. They both own it. And then there's rumors that they want to merge the XFL with the CFL and change the rules to Americanized football.
Pelly will
They
have a
tried
fit.
that already. It didn't work. It didn't work before. It won't work now.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The Rock bought it with his ex-wife.
Yep.
Danny, that's right. Yeah.
Danny Garcia.
So when does that come back?
Soon
Say
the Rock
what?
will be the owner of WWE.
They were supposed to come back this year, but they were too afraid still with the COVID conditions.
Oh, February 2023. That's what it says. Yeah.
I think the USFL is doing a smart thing by keeping it at one place. I think if anything, what I would have did if I was the USFL, I would have brought it to on tour. 2 games here, 2 weeks in one state, 2 weeks in another, so that the home teams almost would have got to play in respectively around their home area to generate that home crowd.
Do you think New England could support a USFL or an XFL team?
Okay, if the new casino, from what I'm understanding, they want their own 18,000 seat venue plus an outdoor facility that's roughly around 30,000 seats, which would become also the new home
of the MLS.
Exactly, for the Revolution. Yeah. So, with that being said, do I believe you could bring something into downtown Boston like a bootleg sports league like the USFL and that team survive? Yes, I do. I believe Boston would go crazy for something like that.
Yeah. I'm with you there. I agree.
And I was also told that because that the new casino, their official sponsor of the Boston Celtics is that hotel. And rumor has it that the Celtics, that the Encore Hotel, their venue, will become the new home of the Boston Celtics. And the Bruins and the Celtics within the next 4 years could be playing in separate venues for the first time in the franchise's histories.
Well, that's because the Celtics pay rent to Charlie
Yep.
Jacobs in the fucking team because Jacobs owns the Garden.
They won't. The casino isn't even going to charge rent. They just want the allure of having the Celtics there so that they have a reason to have the venue. Concerts galore. I read a whole slew of it, and it was on 98.5. And a part of the story I've seen also about this was on the Boston Herald sports section. But you could see a 25 to 30,000 seat open air venue along with the 18,000 seat closed venue on that grounds right there, specifically for the casino.
There's no room to put it next to the
Buddy,
next to the casino.
they'll go eminent domain, and they will take more and more of those neighborhoods away, brother.
Well, it's not the neighborhood, but there's the businesses. The only place they would be able to go, and Mike, you would know the area too, would be they would have to buy out, which was originally part of the deal, or potentially, but when I was in my motorcycle club, our clubhouse was right there. There's the MBTA. That's where they have their facility.
Yep.
They do all their vehicles and they work it. They would have to ultimately buy that area and then relocate, find them a spot to relocate.
Yep.
That's the only place you're going to be able to put two stadiums.
Well, I'll debunk it right now because the MBTA just built 2 new buildings because I poured most of the concrete for them. They're not going anywhere.
So that's what you know what, Mike, and I'm with you because I think that would have happened in the initial development.
Yeah. I'm just saying. Listen, this is what the developers want and the owners want that own the casino, man. That's all. There's truth behind that story too.
I'm not saying there's no truth behind it, but they ain't going to be next to the casino.
They want it around that grounds.
MBTA is the only property that will do it, and they're not selling.
I'm just saying. Never know. We can never say never in this world. Cash talks and bullshit walks.
No,
and
money talks
take
and
that
bullshit
to the
walks.
bank.
Take that to the bank.
Yeah, that's right.
But
and I guarantee you Roman Reigns will be on Raw.
I'm telling you, Shawn Michaels is the person who runs NXT. And Shawn Michaels, my fucking source said so. Yeah.
I'm hoping to have
yeah.
former WWE employee
you clown,
Mr. George Carroll as one of my interviews in the upcoming weeks. So I can ask the horse right to his mouth what it was like and who really was doing the things.
Like I said, when it comes to that, I mean, Shawn Michaels is probably the number one guy backstage.
Yeah.
It's Bruce Pritchard and fucking Vince that are, yeah, that's what we're doing tonight. Nope, that's not what we're doing. Let's make it colorful. Let's make it look like colors. Yeah. Let's look like a fucking unicorn jerked off and splattered his goo all over the place.
Here we go.
Stop picking on the unicorn.
Yeah, it's an Capelli. I'm not gonna fight that. It's an ugly look.
Right.
I hate the fact that the ring is so close now to the barricades. It gives absolutely no room for the guys to do anything. Horrible.
It sucks.
Horrible. But boys, I think we pretty much covered a lot of bases tonight. We it was a free-for-all Friday night, and we shot the shit, even though it wasn't this Saturday. So this week for my one-on-one interview, I will be humbling none other than Stiff Mike Apoc on my interview this week. It will come to you either Wednesday or Thursday night. I tend to do my interviews when I know the wife is in work till 10 o'clock so I don't piss her off. So,
okay.
Other than that, we got any important things we'd like to say, boys.
Forbesy, you suck.
There we go.
Forbesy, your internet sucks.
You clown.
I thought he swallowed.
There it is. Plug it, brother. Plug it. Let's hear the plug.
Plug it.
$15.99 Canadian, so you're looking about $12 American. I guarantee you it's one of the best books, fiction books you will ever read in your life. Just get a copy and read it, and you'll be thinking about it for days after you're finished. I guarantee you.
I'm loving it so far.
Hey,
Brett
Ralph
Regan.
wants to tell you something. Except for Mike.
Have a great weekend, everybody.
Fuck you, you midget.
Ah.
You little cocksucker, you little prick. Anyways.
So when you read it, do you read it into a tape recorder so that your voice goes right in?
I'm getting off. Good night, boys.
Later, Chris.
All right, everyone. Have a great weekend out in Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube land. We'll see you either Wednesday or Thursday, approximately either 8 or 8:30 with a cool 90-minute or more sit-down interview as I humble Stiff Mike, APOC, and that's the sit-down interview of the week. So, for the BBB, Jason Rumble, for the producer, Mickey Biggs, for the richest bum in all of Halifax, Canada, AJP, and the Stiff Mike, we'll see you all next week.